Hey guys, for this video we're going to take a look at this Auto-Vox V5 mirror dash cam with backup camera. They were nice enough to send me this item for free so I make a video showing it to you. We're going to go through all the parts and pieces, the features, then we'll install it in my vehicle so you can see how that's done. And I definitely want to make sure I include some video clips directly from both of the cameras so that you can see the quality of that. So first, let's take a look at the mirror dash cam itself. It is a touch screen that we'll get into once it's installed. It holds up to 64 gigabyte micro SD card. It does loop recording, so the oldest file gets recorded over. It has a G sensor, so if it detects a sudden stop or collision, it will lock that file so that it doesn't get overwritten. You can also manually lock a file if something happens in front of you and you want to show a friend later. You just hit the little lock button and you'll have that file later. It also has a parking mode. The camera has to be hardwired to use the parking mode. However, it still uses the G sensor. If your car got smacked or something, it'll immediately turn on both cameras and record 30 seconds of video to, catch whatever's going on around your car when it got hit. If we look at the top of the camera here, it uses a Type-C USB. So in the package, you get the cigarette lighter adapter with the plug-in. They also sell separately a hardwire kit, which I did pick up myself. And it'll be here tomorrow, so we'll be using that as part of our installation when we put it in. We have an AV spot here. That is for your backup camera, and this is the wiring kit where that plugs into your micro SD card slot. GPS, here's the GPS unit, and that'll show your speed on the camera. Also, when you play back on a computer, you can have a map of where you're at on one side of the screen while also watching your playback of your videos, which is kind of cool for the GPS. Now, if we take a look at the back side, here's the camera itself, and one neat thing that I haven't seen from other brands is it's actually adjustable, so it makes it a little bit more universal depending on your application. You can slide that camera out. It mounts with these little silicone straps, so they hook into here and then wraps around your existing mirror to hold it in place. And for your reference, we can get a quick measurement here. So at its widest point at the bottom, it is just under 10.5 inches. And here it is 3 inches. Now we'll take a look at the backup camera. Both cameras are 1080p and you can record from both cameras. It comes with this little bracket for license plate mounting. You also get this separate bracket with the peel and stick for putting it in your rear window, which is kind of a cool addition there. So here you have a little bit of the wiring. It goes with this wiring harness I already showed you. Now with this wiring harness, it has a separate wire for connecting the backup camera to your reverse lights. If you connect the camera to your reverse lights, as soon as you put the car in reverse, it automatically will trigger the camera with the backup lines. Now you don't have to wire the backup camera to your lights. You can just plug it in and then activate the backup camera from your mirror if you prefer to go that route. As mentioned, we have the GPS unit, which we just need to stick on the dash so we can get a signal. So let's go start installing this guy and see how we like it. For the video, we're actually going to install this dash cam on a 1966 Caprice, but I wanted to show you on a more modern vehicle how the mirror fits. So you're looking at a 2018 Chevy Colorado, and you can see the little strap guys hooked around the back there and how it sits on the Colorado mirror. Now let's install it for real. We're going to start with the backup camera. I switched it to the other bracket that came with the camera, peeled both sides, and then just put it between the plate and the frame there to hold it in place. Then we're going to run the wire up to the dash and everything. I had to do mine from the bottom a little goofy because my gas cap is behind this, so this has to move, and there's a lip along the top, so I couldn't put it at the top. We'll work on making things prettier earlier, but we run it down the frame, then up the firewall here, through that hole. From the inside, we're going to go through the kick panel here, up the A-pillar, across the windshield, and then over to the camera. Now here's what it looks like mounted to the original mirror on the 66. Actually fits really well. Look at the back there. The straps work. So my hardwiring kit came in. See, it's got this little box with the pigtails here and the USB-C on this end. Now this is a modern fuse, so if you have a newer car, you can just tap into the fuse panel there. I have old glass fuses, so we're going to have to cut that off and splice on something else to get it to the accessory port on the fuse panel, and then obviously we have to find a ground for it, which should be pretty simple in a car with that much steel. Got the camera installed, all wired up. See, we were able to run the 3 wires through the roof rail there, down the A-pillar. I have the GPS just sticking out there, and then the wires going down. We still have to hook up the backup camera. I turned driving mode on, so you can see a picture of a car and the speed. Obviously we're not going, we'll test this out. You can see my garage door and the reflection there. If we tap, you can see the screen showing my hood open. You can even move it up and down a little bit. I'm already all the way down. So there's up, and there's down. Change the field of view a little bit. Have the brightness. The time is, the date's right, the time's not. Maybe we can update that. So we'll have to see how you fix the time. Then at the bottom we have the microphone. We can switch cameras. The backup camera's not on yet. We'll get to that in a second. Still have to put an SD card in for playback. I'll put videos at the end so you guys can see. We have the record and we have the snapshot. We can lock a file if there's something that we saw that we needed to record. We have our settings. Change the resolution, the clip time, record sound on and off. The reverse line switch, I turned that off because I'm wiring mine directly. Driving mode I showed you with the speedometer and stuff. So those are your different settings. Let's get that backup camera hooked up and then go out for a spin and see how it goes. And don't forget, I gotta get the SD card. Backup camera's all hooked up, and for reference, this car is about 17 feet. And I had maybe a foot of wire left over. So remember, we started at the mirror, down the roof rail, down the A-pillar, through the dash, out the firewall here, down the frame rail, around the back end, past the gas tank, and connected back in this corner with about a foot left. So hopefully that gives you some idea of how long of a cable you get. Should work for most vehicles. Most things out there aren't 17 feet long. Let's see if it works. Yeah, there we go. Backup camera is on. And we can swap it so we see the backup camera and the forward camera. We can just show the forward camera and then just the backup. When we get to driving mode, it'll show just our speed and we'll be able to see the reflection for the mirror. About to go for the test drive, and I just wanted to show you guys that the camera looks like an actual mirror as it sits there. So there's your view from the backup camera. To show you, I did get the correct time on there. I just had to change the time zone. So that is correct. Alright, everything you see and hear from this point forward is going to be from files I take directly from the dash cam.